Again, you're watching the Future of Television East Conference in Battery Park, New York City. I'm Kimberly Dykeman. You're watching Web 2.0.tv, which is powered by ProAce Technology. Don't forget, those are the brilliant guys behind this. To my right is another brilliant man, Bill Cerino. I want to put a little spin in that, yes. Of IBM. The America's Media and Entertainment industry leader for global services.
I like the brilliant part, by the way.
You like that?
Yes.
I think it's probably true. You get a sparkle in your eye that makes you brilliant.
Thank you. Okay, well, we'll see if there's anything behind that eye.
Well, I know that you spoke, and so I'll give you a chance to kind of hit on a few of those points and probably some of the research that you wanted to reveal. But a quick, just overall basic question is, what do you feel is IBM's role in helping the world? I'm going to use your 3 words. Become instrumented, interconnected, and intelligent.
Okay, well, that's a pretty broad-reaching question.
I know.
But
maybe
I think,
just in current reality. Let's say.
So I guess in our practice, we are helping many of the participants in the conference here manage through this pretty turbulent time on what's going on in the production, distribution, monetization of content services. I lead our media and entertainment consulting practice, and we deal with those issues for a variety of clients, film, entertainment, our publishing companies, and everyone is feeling the changes in the marketplace in a little bit different way. And I think in advising them how to go through that process and making their business better, I think that's how we help achieve those objectives. At least my part of IBM. IBM's a big place, so we have many different things that we do.
It's ginormous at this point because the Global Services division is 190,000 strong, give or take a few heads, right? And that's the fastest growing division, am I right?
Yes, it is. And a huge portion of the revenue of the business. I actually go back to the acquisition of PricewaterhouseCoopers when we came over in 2002. And we helped augment, we're not by no means all of Global Services, but we help augment and stimulate the growth of Global Business Services, where it's our consulting arm. There are many other aspects of outsourcing and other businesses that we do as part of Global Services as well.
So what is some of the new research that you wanted to put out there that is maybe just heavy hitting, or is there something wrong, great and positive about it? Or is this going to blow people's minds?
Well, what we did was we have a survey we do every year called the Digital Consumer Survey. We just completed it. There was a press release yesterday. And we got 2,800 responses via the internet and asked them about a variety of digital media services and what they used, what they had access to, and how did it impact their viewing of television, their consumption of other more traditional media. And it was quite interesting. We saw a huge amount of penetration and growth in access to services, especially social networking, which many people now participate in one form or another. But the usage of it is really being driven by a much smaller segment of the population. Some names we refer to them as cool kids, like my kids are pretty cool. And, it's the ones that are on Facebook, and I like to say I find out what's happening in I have 3 sons. I find out what's happening in their life by going onto their Facebook wall faster than I hear from them directly. Right. So that's the cool kids. They're driving that usage. Then the gadgeteers, which is kind of like dear old dad, carries a BlackBerry, very comfortable with viewing things online. But it's really the massive passives, the broad audience that has not really adopted the services to a large extent yet that could potentially move the marketplace greatly. So, and we did see some interesting things even from this broad segment. Like, for instance, they're willing to share information about themselves in exchange for value, for content.
Right.
That's traditionally been a concern of many people because of privacy concerns. But if you provide value, they'll exchange the information. There is also some discussion about the impact of digital media services, especially viewing media or videos on PCs, and is that cannibalizing or enhancing viewership of TV? Our survey results say that people are watching less TV if they could view the video on TV. Not so much with mobile. Mobile looks like it's actually enhancing and maybe a complementary service. Not 100% sure. It's not really as penetrated, at least in our market in the U.S. It was global, and there were some interesting results that we saw globally as well.
Well, do you feel that that larger market, folks that have always been hesitant or aren't catching on as quickly as we'd like them to. Not like they have to, but is it just that things are comfortable, or is there a price tag problem? Is it attaching, okay, to get the gadgets or to get the higher end things, the high def this, all these other packages and bundles? Is there maybe one or two variables that are making it so they're comfortable and they're probably going to take a few more years to really change?
I think it's probably more my personal opinion than we got directly from their survey, but it's probably just the comfort level with the technology. The newer generation that's growing up grew up with the technology. They're very comfortable with it. The folks those of us that tend to use the technology in business got more comfortable with it. The broader population really is not there yet. They're kind of a little bit lagging on the curve. So adopting things like email, once they start to see it, they get really thrilled by it, and it's starting to grow. In the older generation, we see digital photos is now a big hook, and getting them involved in the media. So we think that the penetration of services will increase, but it is fairly slow moving, and it's going to take several years for the broader population. Doesn't mean that the sort of the gadgeteers and the cool kids seem to be driving the marketplace, and they're still pushing the limits of technology, and that might be an early indicator of where the market needs to go. But at some point, it will be sort of mass adoption. We're just not there yet.
Right. Well, give Middle America some time, right?
Oh yeah. It's out there in Texas.
Hey, be nice.
It's the middle.
That's the third coast.
When you spend all your time on both coasts. Texas is the middle.
We proudly say we're the third coast, and I know it takes a tidal wave change for us to finally catch on to things.
I love Texas.
Well, thank you very much. So, what do you feel is, what are some of the other trends, or what do you feel some of the things that were perhaps forecasted for this stage in the game are coming to fruition or won't be catching on for another 2, 3, 5 years?
I think one thing I didn't mention was the desire to see digital video and have it supported via ads as opposed to paying for it directly. I think that's probably becoming obvious to a lot of us. I don't think it's going to hurt normal subscription kind of services, but the fact that the newer generation is coming up and that's the model they expect, and others expect that as well, I think is an opportunity for advertising supported businesses. Is how could they address in an integrated way the viewing experience maybe that was traditionally on TV, and now how could they extend that to the PC and the mobile phone? We think that's an important trend, and we're seeing that in the ad agencies. We're seeing that in the different media networks and how they address selling, packaging, bundling their ad inventory. And you'll hear people refer to the sort of combination of the linear time-based ads and the sort of non-linear based ads, and how do you pull those together and increase the overall share. It's a bit of a threat right now, but we see, I think that's an important trend to take note of. So
all this data that you're putting out is focused on the U.S., obviously.
No, it actually was global. Okay. I just left it bundled. We did see some different trends in different countries. The data is pretty fresh to us, so we haven't spent the amount of time analyzing why we see some trends in different countries. And I know we looked at ad skipping behavior, and we saw, well, in Japan they don't skip ads, but here in the U.S., we skip ads all the time, and that might be some cultural bias or not. I don't think we're 100% sure, but we did see it. Great music or some fashionable thing that they need to clue into. I don't know. Maybe the ads are better. I'm not sure, but we did look at the trends around the world, 6 countries. So we're still analyzing some of the data. I know we have the publication Beyond Advertising, and there's an upcoming publication we'll publish more of the details as we get the analysis done. Well, excellent. Well, now there's a few more people that are aware of that. They'll be tapping into it. Great. You going to stick around with IBM for a little bit longer? I think so. Right? 21 years so far between PwC and IBM, so I love this business. Which is tremendous loyalty that you just don't see anymore. Yeah, just been so busy I haven't had time to look anywhere else.
He's got
So.
maybe a few nice watches to
Okay.
show for it, right? Well, thank
Yes.
you so much for taking the time. I
Thank you.
truly appreciate that.
Okay.
And are you sticking around for the rest of the conference
Yes.
as well?
Yeah. And
Smart
I'll
man.
be around at dinner tonight.
Okay, groovy.
All right.
Well, thanks
Thank you.
again for joining us at Web2.0.tv. You've been watching the Future of Television Conference East. We've got more people lined up, so please stay tuned.